Hello everyone. So now we are going to be discussing the solutions for cyclic test 3 examination. It was a 50-mark paper. It had 5 questions of 10 marks each and every question had 3 sub-questions. So let us start with question number 1A. So the question was, in a 2-digit number, the units digit exceeds the tens digit by 2. The product of the given number and the sum of its digits is equal to 144. Find the number. So, सबसे पहले we have been given that the units digit exceeds the tens digit by 2. So, we're going to take the tens digit as x. So, the units digit becomes x plus 2. Now that we have both the tens and the units digit, we can find the number. So it will be 10 into the digit at tens place. So 10x plus the digit at units place. So 10x plus x plus 2, which is 11x plus 2. In the sum, they have given the product of the number and the sum of their digits. So we calculate the sum of their digits. So x plus 2, which is 2x plus 2. So as per the given condition, 11x plus 2 into 2x plus 2 is equal to 144. We will open the brackets. So we get 22x square plus 22x plus 4x plus 4 is equal to 144. Bring everything to one side and add the like terms. So we will get 22x square plus 26x minus 140 is equal to 0. Once again. Next, we'll divide the entire equation by 2. We'll get 11x square plus 13x minus 70 is equal to 0. We have to solve this using splitting the middle term. So the product of first and third number, 11 into minus 70 is minus 770. The two numbers that we require, their product has to be minus 770. Their sum has to be 13. So on factorizing, you get the factors as 35 and minus 22. So we have 11x square plus 35x minus 22x minus 70 is equal to 0. Take x common from the first two. So we have x into 11x plus 35 minus 2 into 11x plus 35. When we take minus 2 common from the next two. So we have 11x plus 35 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. So it implies either 11x plus 35 is equal to 0 or x minus 2 is equal to 0. If we take 11x plus 35 as 0, we get x as minus 35 by 11. And since the digit cannot be negative, we will have to take x as 2. So once we get the value of x, we will substitute it to get the given number. The given number was 11x plus 2. So it is 11 into 2 plus 2, which is 22 plus 2, which is 24. And since this was a word problem, you have to write the final answer statement. So the final answer statement is the 2-digit number is 24. I hope you've understood this. Moving on to the second question. The question states A minus 3 comma 1, B 4 comma 4 and C 1 comma minus 2 are the vertices of a triangle ABC. Find the equation of median BD. So we'll first write the vertices A, B and C. Now BD is a median. So we know a median is a line drawn from one vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side. So the median BD starts from B. So we have to find the midpoint of the opposite side, which would be AC. So by midpoint formula, we get D is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2, comma y1 plus y2 upon 2. We have minus 3 plus 1 upon 2, comma 1 plus minus 2 upon 2, which is minus 2 upon 2, comma minus 1 upon 2. The answer is minus 1, comma minus 1 by 2. Now that we have the coordinates of B and D, and we need to find the equation. So for that, we'll be requiring the slope. The slope is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So minus half minus 4 upon minus 1 minus 4. So we have minus of minus 1 minus 8 upon 2, the whole upon minus 5, which is minus 9 upon minus 5 into 2, minus minus cancels. We have the slope as 9 by 10. Now that we have the slope, we can use the slope point form to get the equation of BD. It will be y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Substitute the values of y1, x1 and m. We get y minus 4 is equal to 9 by 10 into x minus 4. Cross multiply, open the bracket. So we have 10y minus 40 is equal to 9x minus 36. We'll get x and y on one side and the number on one side. So we have 9x minus 10y is equal to minus 40 plus 36, which is minus 4. So we get the equation of BD as 9x minus 10y is equal to minus 4. In the second part, we have to calculate the equation of altitude AE. In the second part, we have to calculate the equation of altitude AE. Altitude means the height dropped from one vertex to the opposite side. So from A, when you drop an altitude, it will be on the side BC. And if you are dropping an altitude, it is going to be perpendicular to the side BC. So therefore, the product of the slopes is going to be minus 1. So to get the slope of the altitude, we will first calculate slope of BC, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So 4 minus minus 2 upon 4 minus 1. So we have 4 plus 2 upon 3, which is 6 by 3, which is equal to 2. Since AE is perpendicular to BC, slope of AE would be negative reciprocal of BC. So we have slope of AE is equal to minus 1. Therefore, equation of AE would be y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Substitute the values. Y minus 1 is equal to minus 1 by 2 into x plus 3. Open the bracket. Take x and y on one side and the numbers on one side. So we get x plus 2y is equal to minus 3 plus 2. X plus 2y is equal to minus 1. So therefore, equation of BD is 9x minus 10y is equal to minus 4. And equation of AE is x plus 2y is equal to minus 1. I hope you've understood this question. Moving on to question 1c. We have x cube plus 12x upon 6x squared plus 8 is equal to y cube plus 27y upon 9y squared plus 27. So since the first term of the numerator and the second term of the denominator on both the sides is a perfect cube, we know on applying componendo dividendo, we will have the whole cube in both the numerator as well as the denominator. We have learned this in class. So by componendo dividendo, numerator plus denominator upon numerator minus denominator on both the sides. We open the brackets, x cube plus 6x square plus 12x plus 8 upon x cube minus 6x square plus 12x minus 8. We get y cube plus 9y square plus 27y plus 27 upon y cube minus 9y square plus 27y minus 27. On comparing this with the formulas for whole cube, we get x plus 2 the whole cube upon x minus 2 the whole cube on LHS and y plus 3 the whole cube upon y minus 3 the whole cube on RHS. When you take cube root on both the sides, you have x plus 2 upon x minus 2 is equal to y plus 3 upon y minus 3. You will again apply componendo dividendo. So numerator plus denominator upon numerator minus denominator on both the sides. So we'll have x plus x 2x, 2 minus 2 gets cancelled upon x minus x will get cancelled, 2 minus minus 2 becomes 4. Y plus y gives us 2y, 3 minus 3 cancels. Y minus y cancel, 3 minus minus 3 gives us 6. 2 ones are, 2 twos are, 2 ones are, 2 threes are. So we have x upon 2 is equal to y upon 3. Therefore, when you cross multiply, you have x upon y is equal to 2 upon 3. So therefore, the ratio of x is to y is 2 is to 3. I hope you've understood all the three questions of question 1. Now moving on to question 2. You have to solve this question using formula method. X minus 1 the whole square minus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. So you will first expand. So we have x square minus 2x plus 1 minus 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. Use a minus b the whole square here. You add and subtract the like terms. So x square minus 5x plus 5 is equal to 0. For formula method, we'll be requiring the values of a, b, and c. When you compare it with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, we get a is 1, b is minus 5, and c is 5. So b square minus 4ac would be minus 5 ka square minus 4 into 1 into 5. Minus 5 square is 25 minus 20, which is equal to 5. Now we will apply the formula. X is equal to minus b plus minus root of b square minus 4ac upon 2a. So minus of minus 5 plus minus root 5 upon 2 into a is 2 into 1. So 5 plus minus root 5 upon 2. Substitute the value of root 5 when you calculate it. It is 2.236. We have x is equal to 5 plus 2.236 by 2 or 5 minus 2.236 by 2. We get x is equal to 7.236 upon 2 or 2.764 upon 2. So we have x is equal to 3.618 or x is equal to 1.382. But in the question, they have asked you to correct it to two significant figures. So we have x is equal to 3.6 or x is equal to 1. That is our final answer. I hope you've understood the solution, students. Moving on to the next question. Two climbers are at points A and B on a vertical cliff face. So we'll make a vertical cliff face, mark the two climbers at A and B. To an observer C, which is 40 meters from the foot of the cliff. So an observer C is 40 meters away from the foot of the cliff on the level ground. A is at an elevation of 48 degrees and B of 57 degrees. What is the distance between the climbers? So we'll first make the diagram. Points A and B represent the position of two climbers. Point C represents the position of the observer. And point D represents the foot of the cliff. Angle BCD is given to us as 57. Angle ACD is 48. There are two right angle triangles in this. So first we'll in triangle ABC, in triangle BCD, we have tan 57 would be BD upon CD. So 1.5399 is equal to BD upon 40. We have BD is equal to 1.5399 into 40. Therefore, BD is equal to 61.596. Then in triangle ADC, tan 48 would be AC upon CD. Substitute CD as 40. We'll get AD is equal to 1.1106 into 40, which is 44.424. Now, once you have both BD and AD, you can subtract them to get the value of AB. So AB would be 61.596 minus 44.424, which is 17.17 meters. So the distance between the climbers is 17.17 meters. I hope you've understood this question as well, students. Next question. Two water taps together can fill a tank in 9 3/8 hours. The tap of larger diameter takes 10 hours less than the smaller one to fill the tank separately. Find the time in which each tap can fill the tank separately. Okay. So we will assume the time taken by the smaller tap to be x. And since the larger tap can fill in 10 hours lesser, so time taken by the larger tap would be x minus 10 hours. Now we'll find the portion of the tank that the smaller tap can fill in 1 hour. So it would be 1 upon the total time it takes, that is 1 upon x. And the portion of the tank filled by larger tap in 1 hour would be 1 upon x minus 10. Given that together they can fill the entire tank in 9 3/8 hours, that is 75 by 8 hours. Therefore, portion of the tank filled in 1 hour by both the taps together would be 1 upon 75 by 8, which is 8 by 75. So now when the taps are opened together, in 1 hour they fill 8 by 75 part of the tank. So it implies 1 upon x plus 1 upon x minus 10 is equal to 8 by 75. We will take the LCM. So we have x minus 10 plus x the whole upon x into x minus 10 is equal to 8 by 75. Add the like terms, so 2x minus 10 upon x square minus 10x is equal to 8 by 75. Cross multiply, so we have 8x square minus 80x is equal to minus 150x minus 150x minus 750. So we have minus 8x square plus 230x minus 750 is equal to 0. What we are going to do is we are going to divide the entire equation by minus 2. So the signs would change. So we have 4x square minus 115x plus 375 is equal to 0. 4 into 375, you have to multiply. You will get 1500. Now you have to think of two numbers which on multiplying give you 1500 and their sum has to be minus 115. So the numbers are minus 100 and minus 15. So 4x square minus 100x minus 15x plus 375 is equal to 0. Take 4x common, x minus 25, minus 15 common, x minus 25 is equal to 0. So x minus 25 into 4x minus 15 is equal to 0. So x minus 25 is equal to 0 or 4x minus 15 is 0. So either x is equal to 25 or x is equal to 15 by 4. Since both the values are positive, both can be the correct answer. So if we consider x as 15 by 4, the time taken by the larger tag would be 15 by 4 minus 10, which would be minus 25 by 4. And since time cannot be negative, therefore 15 by 4 is discarded. Therefore, we get x is equal to 25 and x minus 10 would be 15. So therefore, time taken to fill the tank by smaller tap is 25 hours and the time taken to fill the tank by larger tap is 15 hours. I hope you've understood this question as well. Moving on to question 3. We have 2 into x square plus 1 upon x square minus 3 into x minus 1 upon x is equal to 4. We'll use substitution in this question. We'll put x minus 1 upon x as y. Now, squaring both the sides, we have x minus 1 upon x the whole square is equal to y square. So, x square plus 1 upon x square minus 2 is equal to y square. Minus 2 उधर जाके plus 2 हो जाएगा. So, x square plus 1 upon x square we have as y square plus 2. And x minus 1 upon x we have as y. Substitute both these values. So, we have 2 into y square plus 2 minus 3 into y is equal to 4. So 2y square plus 4 minus 3y minus 4 is equal to 0. So we have 2y square minus 3y is equal to 0. We take y common. Y into 2y minus 3 equals 0. So y is equal to 0 or 2y minus 3 is 0. So therefore y is equal to 3 by 2. So either y is 0 or y is equal to 3 by 2. Both can be possible. So when y is 0, we resubstitute x minus 1 upon x is equal to 0. Take LCM. So x square minus 1 the whole upon x. Cross multiply karenge. So we have x square minus 1 is equal to 0. X square equals 1. X can be equal to plus minus 1. So we get two values from y is equal to 0. Then when y is equal to 3 by 2, x minus 1 upon x equals 3 by 2. When you take the LCM and cross multiply, we get 2x square minus 2 is equal to 3x. All the terms on one side. So 2x square minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. Splitting the middle term, product has to be minus 4, sum has to be minus 3. So the factors are minus 4x and x. So 2x square minus 4x plus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Take 2x common from the first two terms. So 2x into x minus 2 plus 1 into x minus 2 is equal to 0. So x minus 2 into 2x plus 1 equals 0. So either x minus 2 is 0 or 2x plus 1 is 0. So either x is equal to 2 or x is equal to minus half. So hence x, we have four values, 1, minus 1, 2 and minus half. So in this question, there are four possible answers, 1, minus 1, 2 and minus half. Now, going on to the next question. The question states, the line joining the points 2, 1 and 5 comma minus 8 is trisected at the points P and Q. Trisected at points P and Q, that means point P divides it in the ratio 1:2 and point Q divides it in the ratio 2:1. We have learned this in class. So the first thing that we have to find is the value of k, where it is given that P lies on the line 2x minus y plus k is equal to 0. So since P lies on this line, P will satisfy the equation of this line. Therefore, we'll first find the coordinates of P using section formula. So m1 x2 1 into 5 plus m2 x1 2 into 2 upon 1 plus 2, comma m1 y2 1 into minus 8 plus m2 y1 2 into 1 upon 1 plus 2. We have 9 by 3 comma minus 6 by 3, which is 3 comma minus 2. Since it is given that P lies on 2x minus y plus k is equal to 0, we will substitute 3 in place of x and minus 2 in place of y. So we have 2 into 3 minus minus 2 plus k is equal to 0. So 6 plus 2 plus k equals 0. 8 plus k is equal to 0. Therefore, k is equal to minus 8. Now, we have found the first part, that was the value of k. Second thing that we have to also have to find is the coordinates of point Q. So we know Q divides the line in the ratio 2:1. So again, when you apply section formula, m1 x2 plus m2 x1 upon m1 plus m2, m1 y2 plus m2 y1 upon m1 plus m2. We have 12 by 3 comma minus 15 by 3. You get the coordinates of Q as 4 comma minus 1. So the coordinates of P are 3 comma minus 2 and the coordinates of Q are 4 comma minus 5. I hope you've understood this question, students. Going on to the next question. A man observes the angle of elevation of the top of a building to be 30 degrees. If he walks in a horizontal line towards its base and the angle of elevation changes from 30 to 60 degrees on walking 60 meters. You have to find the height of the building correct to the nearest meter. So we'll first make the building DC. A would be the initial position of the man, B will be the final position of the man, AB is 60 meters, and take the height of the building as H. So in triangle ACD, tan 30 would be opposite upon adjacent, so DC upon AC. So we can say tan 30 is equal to H upon 60 plus BC. Tan 30 is 1 by root 3. So 1 by root 3 equals H upon 60 plus BC. Cross multiply, we get 60 plus BC is equal to root 3H. So BC is equal to root 3H minus 60 meters. Equation number 1. Now in triangle BCD, tan 60 is equal to DC upon BC, opposite by adjacent. So root 3 is equal to H upon BC. So BC is equal to H by root 3 meters. Now from equation 1 and 2, we get BC is H by root 3. BC is also root 3 by H minus 60. So we can say H by root 3 is equal to root 3 H minus 60. So H is equal to root 3 into root 3 H minus 60. When you open the bracket, you get root 3 into root 3 is 3H minus 60 root 3. So we have 60 root 3 is equal to 3H minus 2H, sorry, H. So we have 2H is equal to 60 root 3. H comes out to be 30 root 3 meters. Substitute the value of root 3 as 1.732. So 30 into 1.732 gives you 51.961 meters. But since they have asked to round it off to correct to the nearest meter, the value of H is equal to 52. So the final answer statement would be height of the building is 52 meters. I hope you understood this question, students. Moving on to the next question. Given Q is the mean proportional between P and R. So first thing that we can write is P upon Q is equal to Q upon R. So therefore, Q square is equal to PR. You need to prove PQ plus QQ plus RQ upon P square Q square R square is equal to 1 upon PQ plus 1 upon QQ plus 1 upon R. We start with LHS because that is the more complicated side. PQ plus QQ plus RQ upon, in place of Q square, we are going to substitute PR. So upon P square into PR into R square. So we get PQ plus QQ plus R cube upon P cube R cube. Since we want three separate terms on the RHS, we will separate the terms on the LHS as well. So we have P cube upon P cube R cube plus Q cube upon P cube R cube plus R cube upon P cube R cube. So P cube cancels. We have 1 upon R cube. Q cube upon PR the whole cube plus 1 upon P cube because R cube gets cancelled. So we have 1 upon R cube plus, in place of PR, we are going to substitute Q square. So Q cube upon Q square ka cube plus 1 upon P cube. So 1 upon R cube plus Q cube upon Q raised to 6 plus 1 upon P cube. Q cube upon Q raised to 6, it cancels. We are left with 1 upon Q cube. So we get LHS is equal to 1 upon P cube plus 1 upon Q cube plus 1 upon R cube, which is nothing but the RHS, hence proof. So that ends the solution for this question, students. The next question says A minus 1 comma 0, B 1 comma 3 and D 3 comma 5 are the vertices of a parallelogram ABCD. Find the coordinates of vertex C. So A, B and D के coordinates दिए हैं. Let the coordinates of vertex C be H comma K. So we'll make the two diagonals AC and BD. Okay, and let the diagonals intersect at point O. And since ABCD is a parallelogram, the diagonals AC and BD will bisect each other. That means O will be the midpoint of BD as well as AC. So by using midpoint formula, the midpoint of AC would be minus 1 plus H upon 2, comma 0 plus K upon 2, which will be equal to the midpoint of BD, which is 3 plus 1 upon 2, comma 5 plus 3 upon 2. So we have minus 1 plus H upon 2, comma K by 2 is equal to 4 by 2, comma 8 by 2. So minus 1 plus H upon 2, comma K by 2 is equal to 2, comma 4. Minus 1 plus H by 2 is equal to 2 and K by 2 is equal to 4. So minus 1 plus H is equal to 4 and K is equal to 8. And minus 1 udhar jaake ban jayega plus 1. So we have H is equal to 4 plus 1 and K is equal to 8. So H is 5 and K is 8. So the coordinates of C are 5, 8. I hope you understood. It was a pretty simple question. Moving on to the next question. It is given y plus 2p plus 1 x plus 3 is equal to 0 and 8y minus 2p minus 1x is equal to 5 are perpendicular to each other. Find the value of p. Now these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Now we know two lines are perpendicular to each other when the product of their slopes is minus 1. So we are going to find the slopes of both these lines. So to get the slopes, we are going to convert them into standard form, which is y is equal to mx plus c. So we have y is equal to minus 2p plus 1 x minus 3. On comparing it with y is equal to mx plus c, we get the slope of first line m1 as minus of 2p plus 1. Now moving on to the second line, we have 8y is equal to 2p minus 1x plus 5. Since you only want y on the LHS, 8 will come to the RHS and divide. So we have 2p minus 1 upon 8x plus 5 by 8. On comparing with y is equal to mx plus c, we get m2 as 2p minus 1 into upon 8. Now since the lines are perpendicular, m1 into m2 is equal to minus 1. So minus 2p plus 1 into 2p minus 1 the whole upon 8 is equal to minus 1. Minus minus cancels. 2p plus 1 into 2p minus 1 is equal to 8. We're going to use a plus b into a minus b, that is equal to a square minus b square. So 4p square minus 1 equals 8. 4p square equals 9. P square is equal to 9 by 4. Taking square roots on both the sides, we get p is equal to plus or minus 3 by 2. So I hope you've understood. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple question. Moving on to question 5. Use the remainder theorem to factorize 2x cubed plus 9x square plus 7x minus 6 completely. So let f of x would be 2x cubed plus 9x square plus 7x minus 6. Now we have to take factors one by one. The first factor that we are considering is x plus 2. So by remainder theorem, we're going to take x is equal to minus 2. So f of minus 2 would be 2 into minus 2 ka cube plus 9 into minus 2 square plus 7 into minus 2 minus 6. So 2 into minus 8 gives us minus 16 plus 9 into 4 is 36 minus 14 into 6. So minus 16 minus 14 is minus 30, minus 30 minus 6 is minus 36. We have 36 minus 36 is equal to 0. Now since the remainder is 0, we can say x plus 2 is a factor of f of x. And once we have one factor, synthetic division or long division method, whichever you're comfortable with, you're going to apply that and we'll get the other factors as well. So 2x square plus 5x minus 3. Now we will use splitting the middle term. Product would be 2 into minus 3, which is minus 6. And the sum has to be 5. So two numbers whose product is minus 6 and the sum is 5. So those are 6 and minus 1. So 2x square plus 6x minus x minus 3. Take 2x common, 2x into x plus 3, minus 1 common into x plus 3. We have x plus 3 into 2x minus 1. Therefore, f of x is equal to x plus 2 into x plus 3 into 2x minus 1. These are the three factors of f of x. I hope you understood, students. Next, given a is equal to 3140 and b is equal to 24 7, you have to find matrix x if ax is equal to b. So let the order of matrix x be m cross n. So since the multiplication of a and x is possible, so the number of columns in A has to be equal to the number of rows in X. So we have M is equal to 2. And the number of columns in the product matrix has to be equal to the number of columns in X. Therefore, N is equal to 1. So we have the order of matrix X as 2 cross 1. So we'll assume X to be AB. So we're given AX is equal to B. So 3140 into AB is equal to 24 7. So 3 into A plus 1 into B. So 3A plus B. And we have 4 into A plus 0 into B, which is 4A, is equal to 24 7. So when you compare, you have 4A is equal to 7. So A is equal to 7 by 4. Substitute this in the above equation. So 3 into 7 by 4 plus B is equal to 24. So 21 by 4 plus B is equal to 24. You get B is equal to 24 minus 25 by 1 by 4. On taking the LCM, you get 75 by 4. To convert both of them into either decimal or mixed fraction, you get x is equal to 1.75, 18.75. I hope you understood this question, students. Next, given x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3 are the roots of the equation 3x square minus 2mx plus 2n is equal to 0. Find the values of m and n. So, we have been given that x is equal to 2 is a root of this equation. That means x is equal to 2 will satisfy the equation. So, we will substitute 2 in place of x. We have 3 into 2 square minus 2m into 2 plus 2n is equal to 0. So 3 into 4 minus 4m plus 2n is equal to 0. So we get 4m minus 2n is equal to 12. Dividing both the sides by 2, we have 2m minus n is equal to 6. Now since x is equal to 3 is also a root, so we'll substitute 3 in place of x. We have 3 into 3 square minus 2m into 3 plus 2n is equal to 0. So 3 into 3 square is 27 minus 6m plus 2n is equal to 0. So 6m minus 2n is equal to 27. Now, when you will be multiplying the first equation with 2, we have 4m minus 2n is equal to 12. When you multiply for equation 1 with 2, we have 4m minus 12 is equal to 12. Subtracting equation 3 from 2, we have 6m minus 2n. 4m minus 2n is 6m minus 2n is equal to 27. 4m minus 2n is equal to 12. So when you subtract, the signs change. So minus, plus, and minus. 6m minus 4m is 2m. Minus 2n plus 2n gets cancelled. 27 minus 12 is 15. M is equal to 15 by 2, which is 7.5. When you substitute the value of m, we get 2 into 15 by 2 minus n is equal to 6. So 2 gets cancelled. 15 minus n is equal to 6. N comes out to be 15 minus 6, which is 9. So the value of m is 7.5 and n is equal to. That gets us to the end of the solution for cyclic test 3 students. Thank you so much. I hope you all have understood it.